Well, good afternoon.
Blog Talk Radio.
Good afternoon. I don't have time for an intro. Today, 5/17/2012, ETW News Network. Today, the proof's in the pudding about Barack Hussein Obama on Breitbart.com. Now, as I said before, I told you the Constitution don't matter anymore. Let's just see if I'm wrong. Let's just see if I was wrong. Let's see if I was wrong about the Constitution because, and you go to Breitbart.com, I'm going to be speaking about this today, but let's just see if I'm wrong. Because in the Constitution it states in Article 2 and Section 1 that no person except a natural-born citizen of the United States at the time of this Constitution shall be eligible to take the office of President. Oh, yeah. That's what it says. Let's see if your Constitution still matters. Okay? In the case of the removal of the President from office of death, resignation, or inability to discharge powers and duties, same shall devolve on the Vice President. Now, I could read on, but for lack of time, I only got 30 minutes. For lack of time, let me just get straight to it. See, the problem with that, what we have found out today, Drudge Report broke it, as Breitbart had it, and I was sitting here, something told me to go look at Drudge, and time it came up. A couple minutes after it was up, I was there. And in any event, I'm going to give you a scenario. I'm going to make sure I give you time for a scenario today. That problem with them removing him is they all knew it. They all knew about him. For the most part, most of them knew it. But anyway, it right here describes plainly that on the editor's note, Breitbart.com has posted crucial information revealing that Obama is indeed in violation of the Constitution and that his presidency is illegitimate. Okay? That his presidency is illegitimate. So that means and I disagree with Bob here for just a minute, that means that nothing that he has done is legitimate. They don't have to do any laws to make everything he's done be illegitimate. The vetting of him by Breitbart and them and their tireless effort has proved him to be illegitimate. It is proved to him. If you want to go to Breitbart.com and look at it real quick, there is, this little booklet says, and it's not a fake or a fraud, says that Barack Obama, the first African-American president of Harvard Law Review, was born in Kenya, raised in Indonesia and Hawaii. Now, I don't need to go any further with saying that here's the thing. I listened to, although I was about to throw up, I listened to Sean Hannity and Rush and them. Nothing about it. They don't believe it, as far as I can tell. And the fact of the business is that before Breitbart's death, he knew that the mainstream media was complicit and had refused to examine anything about Barack Obama. You got to remember that Jerome Corsi, in his tireless effort, you got to remember that Pastor James David Manning has had a tireless effort. You got to remember there are several others had a tireless effort. And the thing about it is, I'm glad that Breitbart.com posted it and didn't let it go to Sean Hannity first. You see, I'm glad that they went ahead and posted it because what we now know is that this booklet was produced in 1991 by Barack Obama's literary agency, Acton and Distel, which touts Obama as being born in Kenya and raised in Indonesia and Hawaii. See, what we must understand today is this. Who should be, it's no longer a question if But who should be responsible to take this man out of office? It can't be Joe Biden and the Congress because they're complicit in it. Now, they'll lie. They'll lie if it ever comes to where there has to be action taken. They'll lie and say they knew nothing of it, although they did. Hillary and Bill Clinton knew of it way back. They're the ones that started on the birther thing. But what we got to recognize is this booklet was distributed to business colleagues in the publishing industry. And it includes a brief biography of Obama among the biographies of 89 other authors, printed in this blue background. And it's not a fake. It's not a fake. I'm telling you right now, it's the real deal. It's not a fake. And the booklet is 36 pages long, printed in blue ink. On the cover, silver gray ink, using offset lithography. It purports to celebrate the 15th anniversary of Action and Distal, which was founded in '76. Now, the thing we got to understand is this is nothing new to us that know. But the thing we got to understand is this is beyond proof. This is beyond proof. But see, we're in a conundrum here as to who should remove him. Because the fact of the business is to me what ought to happen, since the Constitution is null and void in their eyes anyway, to me what ought to happen is that the Marines ought to be up there right now removing him, and most of the rest of them too. Will it happen? I don't think so. I may be wrong. I'm not perfect. But the fact of the business remains that there's a problem here that's going to take place. A major problem is brewing right now as people are reading this. I'm reading comments from mainstream people here. They're just saying, oh my God, oh my God. Well, we knew it a while that he was illegitimate. But who knows? Maybe, just maybe, just maybe, that the ball is on a roll. Do I know that to be the case? No. But maybe, just maybe, the party's going to get started. Who knows? Maybe, just maybe, that things are going to get going. Maybe, just maybe, that somebody that was a puppet are cutting their strings off now. Maybe they were puppets of the New World Order. But maybe, just maybe, to save their aspirin bottle today, they're cutting the strings from being a puppet, and they're going to be willing to take some action in the removal of this murderous Kenyan tent maker thug. And I've been calling him that for years, remember? Kenyan tent maker is what I've called him because he was born there and learned how to make tents at a very young age. See, it's all, the puzzle is all coming together and getting in place for the collapse of this nation called America. It's all coming together. Now, what will become of Obama if the Congress and his buddy Biden don't remove him? The Marines don't remove him. Do you think that the American people, now this is a question I'm posing out today, do you think the American people ought to go get him and remove him? What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that the American people have a duty for a redress of grievances if the Constitution is still any good? I've said it ain't. And I'm not trying to trample the document. It's just old news to them and to most of the American people. And let me go back and say this. As I said the other day, if the Constitution was not null and void to Barry Soruto, the Kenyan tent maker, if it wasn't null and void to Joe Biden, if it wasn't null and void to the Senate, if it wasn't null and void to the Congress, if it wasn't null and void to the Supreme Court, if it wasn't null and void to the sheeple of the Americans, the sheeple of the Americans, then action would have already been taken. But it is null and void. Now, I would hope and pray that I am totally wrong in saying what I'm saying today, but I don't think I am. You see, because it's gone too far for the New World Order to give up now. They're not going to give up. Of course they're not. But let's just wait with bated breath, and let's just see what takes place in the next few days with this document that came out, this booklet that is not a forgery. Of course, his birth certificate was a forgery. Social Security numbers are all kind of people. But let's just see what happens, because I'm of the belief that little or nothing's going to happen. I hope I'm wrong. But if anything does happen, martial law's coming. Martial law will come. Curfews will come. If they try to remove him, then things will begin to go ahead and happen. The FEMA camps were not built for nothing. The coffins were not constructed for nothing. The internment specialist jobs were not filled for nothing. The drones were not put over the skies for nothing. Oh, and by the way, on the drones, don't forget what Andrew Napolitano said. Now, I wish I could shake his hand. Maybe one of these days I will. But the first American patriot to shoot down one of these drones, it'll be a hero. Andrew Napolitano said that on Fox the other day. Yeah, a total American hero. Well, you want to talk about an American hero. The American hero would be, in my opinion, the first one that snatched that mongrel Kenyan tent maker out of that White House. That'd be an American hero, in my opinion. Although it would be very, very, very wise if a drone were to be buzzing around your house, that you would go ahead and put the 12 gauge on it, or the AK, or whatever you got, and put it to the ground where it belongs. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, we must understand that this is huge breaking news. Not only is it huge and breaking news for those of us that already knew it, but it is huge and breaking news because you're going to find out for sure, and so are the sheeple. You're going to find out for sure just how corrupt, how crooked your government is, as I've been screaming, and you're going to find out that the vetting did no good, because the thing about it is there's no guts and no honesty in your government. There is no guts and no honesty in your government. You see, the rubber has met the road. The rubber has met the road, and this person called J Action that no longer represents Obama, the other part of that thing is that James Distel still lists Obama as a client on her agency's website. Yeah, I'm getting back to the article here. According to the booklet itself, the text was edited by Miriam Godrich, who has since become Distel's partner at Distel and Godrich, an agency founded in 1994. Breitbart News attempted to reach Godrich by telephone several times over several days. Her calls are screened by an automated service that requires callers to state their name and company, which they said that they did, and she never answered.